The Soviet leader's first public comment on Chernobyl led off the nationally broadcast evening news.
Добрый вечер, товарищи.
We were recently stricken by a disaster, the Chernobyl nuclear power accident. It deeply affected the Soviet people and disturbed world opinion.
There has been a nuclear accident in the Soviet Union, and the Soviets have admitted that it happened. The Soviet version is this. One of the atomic reactors at the Chernobyl atomic power plant near the city of Kiev was damaged, and there is speculation in Moscow that people were injured and may have died. The Soviets may have been fairly quick to acknowledge the accident because evidence in the form of mild nuclear radiation had already reached beyond the Soviet borders to Scandinavia.
От Совета министров СССР.
An official announcement from the Council of Ministers. There has been an accident at the Chernobyl atomic power station. One of the atomic reactors was damaged. The consequences of the accident are being taken care of.
It's now clear that the Soviet Union has suffered one of the worst disasters in the history of nuclear power.
Hello comrades, and welcome to today's NEGEV review. Many of you may be aware, but also many not, of the Chernobyl incident that happened on the April 26th of 1986. A tremendous disaster that till this day, 36 years later, is still taking its toll on what used to be the great Soviet Union. But in the eve of the disaster, something else came to be. From the ashes of Pripyat, a ghost city overtaken by radiation, a NEGEV, the NEGEV nuclear waste had arisen from the ashes. And the NEGEV, being omnipresent, it was there as the cloud of death went up in sky. It cried as it washed over us. Our failures gave us a sign. The NEGEV nuclear waste is that sign. A proof of NEGEV's empathy and presence. Released by Valve on the 8th of August 2014 as a part of the Soviet Cage collection. It is available both in normal and souvenir version, though you will find no Star Trek on the skin. Ranging from factory new to well-worn, I do happen to own the #1 highest flawed nuclear waste, but had not managed to get my hands on a low flawed one yet. The skin is of industrial grade quality, which makes it impossible to craft. For that reason, I also want to share this cool float video of 0.042069. I made this godsend craft on it, as it is one of my favorite stickers and signifies that this NEGEV was truly sent by the gods as the message to all of us. The NEGEV is coming, and brighter days are yet to be bestowed upon us, but it is in our hands to let the NEGEV in your mind and those of others to make it happen. It is pattern based, which means you can get some pretty cool and unique imagery that suits your liking, featuring nuclear warning signs that strike fear in your enemies. This, for example, I call the teeth pattern. It is a unique skin and I would rate it, well, actually, I would not rate it, for it is a 10 out of 10. Purely for being a manifestation of the NEGEV itself, rather than being an artistic attempt of a man. And I know that as I preach, every NEGEV is equal, so you may ask, Vortexiel, why there is any rating in these reviews at all? Well, what we are rating most of the time is not the NEGEV. The NEGEV is untouchable. We are rating how well was the true greatness of NEGEV conveyed by the artist who had made the skin for it. A skin made for the NEGEV by capitalist is easily recognized. There is lots of cool combos that go with the skin. If you happen to have a yellow, golden or themed after catastrophic events loadout, this NEGEV is a good choice to have in your inventory on quite a reasonable price tag, starting out at around 50 cents. I would also like to announce that NEGEV had come to me again recently and had tasked me with writing the Bible of the NEGEV, which is what I had spent most of my time lately doing. It will be available as a hard copy, ebook and a voiced audiobook also. Here are the 10 commandments of the NEGEV that I was advised to guide you by. We will talk about this in more detail another time, once the time is right. And you may be asking, how do we actually know that this skin was not made just by a man out of pure vision of profit? Well, look closer. This number, it may not mean anything to you, but soon it will. As I mentioned, the Bible of the NEGEV is on its way and it will explain everything. 3, 6, 9. You will understand. Maybe you already do. But for today, comrades, I hope that you had enjoyed the review and perhaps learned something. But we rarely do actually learn anything. If we did, this NEGEV would not have existed. Would not have to have existed. Goodbye until next time, comrades. And may you be blessed by the splendor of the NEGEV.
Few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all thought that.